These items you see before you are Uzi Kubotan pens. You see they are color-coded. You've got the blue for police, red for fire, black for military, and the gunmetal gray, which I would say would be for EMTs because it's the closest to white. Now, as far as the Uzi name, a legendary name around the world, I actually have a friend on here who has a real Uzi 9mm submachine gun converted to a carbine. The first link I'm going to put in the description box is going to be a link to my friend's page shooting his Uzi 9mm. Basically, Uzi is badass, and you shall see. Now, these pens were sent to me by Campco. Campco is the U.S. company that is officially licensed to use the Uzi name. Alright, and as you can see, it is a very legit company because they're also representing Smith & Wesson and Humvee brand products. I didn't realize all the stuff they make or distribute, but it's basically gear for military and law enforcement. You got stun guns, they have batons, pepper spray, they even have, handcuffs. And they also have some very expensive tactical watches, hundreds of dollars. I am going to review one of their more budget-priced watches in the future as well. Alright, but first we have to define what is a tactical pen. To me, you cannot call it, a legit tactical pen unless it has 3 different characteristics. First of all, it needs an actual impact surface. That is a carbide tip, a carbide glass breaker. It is harder than steel, right? So an impact surface. Second, it needs to give you a good grip. You can see the crosshatch texturing on there. And third, the pen has to be physically strong enough to survive, hard use. All right, this is thick aircraft aluminum. Now let's just go over the features of this pen. Like I said, it provides a good grip right there. That is the carbide glass breaker cap. The other side, that is the writing side. Now, what I like about this pen is that it's double-sided. So you can have it writing, right? And then, if you sense that something is about to happen, you can have it out like this with the impact surface exposed, but from a few feet away, nobody is going to be able to tell that you're not just jotting things down with a pen, alright? Now, as far as the writing side, if you wish to retract that, you can just twist it like that, and if you need to replace the ink cartridge, right, you just unscrew this all the way. And it's just a normal conventional ink cartridge you can get, in any office supply store. Alright, now as far as how does it write, it writes like any normal pen. Uzi 9mm. Yeah, it writes perfectly fine. Alright, now you might be thinking, is it wise to carry a pen as a weapon? 99% of the time, you're just going to be using something like this as a writing implement. However, if you're going to carry a pen anyway, I would say it is wise to make sure that in an emergency, in a hopefully rare event, that pen could serve as an improvised weapon. I would also recommend carrying a firearm if possible, as well as a bladed weapon, pepper sprays, batons, things like that. But the thing is, there are situations where you are not going to get away with pulling out a gun and blowing someone's head off. There are situations where it would be wiser for you, in a legal sense, to use something like this. A Kubotan pen, just as a normal Kubotan or any small impact weapon, it's part of this spectrum of force. It's part of the levels of escalation. From bare hands to a small impact weapon, to a larger impact weapon, to a blade, to a firearm. Okay, so it's basically just one thing in the toolbox. Now when you're talking about using an item like this as a weapon, you know, there are two main ways to use it. One is to apply very painful pressure to different pressure points in order to perhaps force someone to release a weapon or to release their hold on another person. All right, now aside from applying pain to pressure points, there's also the usage of a Kubotan as a striking implement, either lashing out or overhand, okay, lashing out into the teeth, you know, the face, the forehead. Obviously, whenever you're talking about striking to the head, those are potentially lethal blows, so obviously you have to use discretion. You know, you should never carry a pen like this with the intention of going and beating up people with a pen, okay? Obviously a pen, you're not going to carry it because it's the most lethal thing out there. There's certainly blades and so forth that are more lethal. However, there's a difference between killing someone and defending yourself. But if you're interested more in the defending yourself and not getting into trouble for it, that's where these would fit in. And again, if you're going to be carrying a writing implement anyway, it doesn't hurt you at all to give yourself the option to make sure that that implement can also be used in a defensive manner. That is my take on quote-unquote tactical pens. Now, the suggested price on these is $25. However, you can find them for cheaper. The best place to get these is probably just a big distributor like Amazon. I would definitely recommend these Uzi pens, especially considering the price point, okay? I mean, you can find these for sometimes between $10 and $20, and, you know, a lot of times you can't even get a nice pen for that price that, you know, wouldn't even work as a glass breaker and so forth. So for the price, why not? All right, stay tuned in the future. I am going to try to review one of their tactical flashlights because I know a lot of people are interested in those. All right, hope you liked the video. I'm out.